What's up, everyone? As you know, this weekend right now, Double Loo is going on, and Barrows is one of those things doing Double Loo. So I thought I'd finally get around to do my, not exactly an updated Barrows guide, but I thought I'd make it a little bit more simpler. It's going to be Barrows without prayer. Now, as you see right now, my prayer is at 0. And in case you didn't know, I'm Xrannos. Side note. Anyway though, alright, Barrows without prayer, your setup. This is pretty much showing my setup. I have Vampirism activated at the moment, which recovers a little bit of hit points every time you do damage to an opponent. So it's like 1/5 of that damage you do. Not much, but it definitely comes in handy. I just picked these up randomly. I collect them. So don't worry about the broad bolts. This is not part of the set. This is what I use basically. I use the arcane, for the magic damage boost, or not exactly damage boost, but attack boost, should I say, or what is it, like plus 20, plus 30 magic attack. Nonetheless, that's what I use the arcane for. Everything else is basically a melee setup, more of a defensive type of ordeal against melee attacks. That's what you want to go for. And try and get a little mage offense in the mix if you can. You can always switch things around a little bit. You definitely want at least a little bit of mage offense. Not too much, though, because you don't really need it. Now, you will need a polypore or use the Slayer Dart spell. One or the other. Black Salamander will not work with this strategy. Uh, Enchant Excalibur for healing. You can also replace this with a Saradomin God Sword easily. If you can't afford both of those, then go with Dragon Claws, and if you can't do that, then just do a Dragon Dagger, pretty much Poison plus plus. Dragon's Medallion. You need to do Branches of Dark Mirror to have this, but it's not necessary to do it without prayer. It just makes life easier. Now, even though I do have a prayer potion, this is strictly for emergencies only. The only time you will actually ever even use a prayer potion is if you have Tharok, which I hope I don't, for tunnels. If you have him for tunnels, you must have at least a 1 dose prayer potion, always. Otherwise, you will not need this. Holy Wrench, it just, you recover more prayer points anytime, you take a dose of prayer potion. And Ring of Wealth, so you get better drops, from the chest. Now, let's not delay this anymore, and I'm going to show you exactly how this works without prayer. 0 prayer, and I'm going to be taking on Tharok. You're probably thinking I'm crazy. I'm not. There's a specific strategy now. For Tharok, stand right exactly where I'm at, summon him. Make sure you're hovering over this spot, click exactly where I did. Once you're right here, there's about a 90% chance Tharok will get stuck right there. Boom, safe spotted. The 4 melee brothers, even Akirsai does, but Akirsai, since he switches styles, you can't really safe spot him. But the other 4 brothers, Tharok, Varrock, Toreg, and Guthix, all have a safe spot, as proven at least right there with Tharok. Next, I always usually go to Kirill, because he's really accurate, but I'm using 0 prayer. For him, since you can't safe spot him, you will have to tank him out. So, always have a little bit of emergency food in case. He's really weak against the Polypore staff, so you can definitely use that against him. Or if you don't want to use that, you can always melee him. And see, he already hit me. He's extremely accurate. And then pretty much just wait for him to die. Come on. Ugh. Sorry if I sound a little bit tired. I somewhat woke up a little recently. I got that stupid anchovy pizza from the Squeal Fortune. I took a little bit of damage, I won't even lie. Alright, Kirill. I don't know why he just said hit, but whatever. Since I took a little bit of damage. Now I have the Enchanted Excalibur that heals 400, since I can get up to 400 with that. I'm going to use that now. For a rim, I use melee. Because Polypore, it does hit, but it kind of depends on your setup. I personally just melee him. Especially since I have a Whip Vine, so it has a chance of poisoning him. And like always, I also just tank him out also. Now, a lot of people drop their restore potions they get from the chest when they use the Ring of Wealth on it. I would actually suggest keeping them, because as you know, a rim drains your stats, which he did a little bit right here. After you beat a rim, or if you have a lot of doses of it, you can dose up on that, restore your stats, which will encourage him to stop attacking and try and lower your stats again, so it might help you reduce a little bit of the damage you take. Or, like I said, if you have 1 dose, just wait till he's dead and use it so your stats are back up in par. He's getting a little bit annoying on me, though. Because he won't die! There we go. Alright, now he's out the way. Like I said, drink your restore potion. I don't need that vial. What's my defense looking at? My defense looking fine, so. Alright. Now, This is the Varric tunnel after you do Ritual to Majorat, but if you did not, from what I've seen from my friend who I taught how to do this, this will still work with Varric. Because right here where my mouse is hovering, right up there, there will be a wall in the way if you did not do Ritual to Majorat. Now stand exactly right here, click on his foot, and then quickly run over to this square right here. Now this wall in the way will be right here, but he should still get stuck, and boom, he is now safe spot. Now, it does not work with all the rocks. It's these specific rocks in these specific positions. They have to be exactly where they're at. Like, I've gotten Varrock where I'm at, and I've been where Varrock is, and he'll just walk around it like it's nothing. So you have to do it exactly like this. I do not know why. You just do. I don't understand it. But after doing a ton of Barrows, I've just been able to discover these safe spots. And ironically enough, you would think more of the people... Oh, okay. Well, secure size my tunnel. Anyway, you think more of the people that watch me like do barrels just trips, around would actually try and copy what I do, but ironically enough, I really don't see anyone doing it. I still see them do the same strategies, using ice barrage to freeze them and attack them, or just tank it out, or they'll use their melee prey or whatever prey. Alright, Torag. For Torag, stand exactly right here next kind of to his face, and then hover over here, and click. And boom, Torag is now safe spotted. I swear, this will make your barrels trips better, longer, easier. Just, it makes barrels look like child's play, and you gain good stuff from it. I would say doing some of my like fastest, best runs and stuff, just from the runes alone and items you get, not even the barrels drops. I would say I get somewhere around, if I do it pretty good, fast-wise too, somewhere around 5 to 600k an hour, I would say. And like I said, that's excluding barrels drops. Now, if I do get barrels drops, depending on my luck, you could always get up to maybe a mil an hour. Alright, for Guthins, stand exactly right here. Click on him. Click right over beyond this rock spot. Right there, exactly. And then Guthins will now be stuck. It's these specific locations for some reason that just get the Barrows brothers stuck. It's really weird. Maybe one of these days I'll figure it out. Nah, probably not. Alright, now that that's all finished, we're gonna go back to Akirsai, because he's my tunnel, and we're gonna finish up. And hopefully I'll get something good. And like I said, if you're out there for tunnels, when you get to them, anywhere in the tunnels, since your prayer is probably be super low, if not zero, always use a prayer potion. Things that will come in handy is if you did the hard set of the Mortanian tasks, your prayer drain will be halved. You'll actually get double rune drops also, guaranteed from the chest no matter what if you did the hard set, which I did do. So if you can do it, I would definitely highly recommend it. It comes in so much handy, especially just the runes. Like even the prayer drain I can live without just because of being able to do this without prayer before that even came out. But the runes are just mighty pretty. And I don't think it's double on the runes. I think the only drop that's doubled here is the actual Barrows items from what I've seen / heard. I'm not 100% sorry, I'm getting tongue-tied. I'm not 100% sure on that. But hopefully I'm right. I mean, I would love getting quadruple. That'd be nice, but it's really hard to tell for me. You guys could stare at my rune numbers right now, and when I loot the chest, I do get a few kills, might I add. I personally am a person who would recommend. Okay, quick little note, anytime you get in a small thing like this, try and get a little bit near the center-ish so you don't accidentally, like, open a door and go through it. I've done that a few times. And that means you have to refight them and, stuff like that. It gets really annoying. Anyway, you guys can pay attention to, I gotta start switching better. Pay attention to my rune drops to see like how much I get. Now, what I was saying was, the kill count you get from just normal little creature slaying, I personally recommend getting it. It really does make a nice difference. I mean, it takes a very small amount of time to do, and you get a ton more runes for doing it. Highly, highly recommend it. I usually get around, I don't know, 6+ usually. Just that alone makes a very, very nice difference. Now, my timer's winding down, so I'm gonna just pause till I get to the chest. Okay, we're here at the chest. Make sure you switch to your Ring of Wealth. Open it. Loot it. Didn't get anything special. Make sure you switch back to your combat ring, whatever you're using. And teleport Barrows if you have that, or whatever method you use. Alright guys, thanks for watching, and please note this is not an in-depth guide to do Barrows. This is just a guide quickly showing you how to kill the Barrows brothers without using prayer. If you want to look up any more details on the puzzles or the caverns, please look it up somewhere else. And thanks for watching.